The Water Management District's been mapping seagrass since 1988. Seagrass are a very important, in fact, a critical key component to a healthy estuarine ecosystem. Right now, we're in the early stages of the process of creating our 2026 seagrass maps at the district. Those maps include the region that we call the Sun Coast, which is Tampa Bay south to Charlotte Harbor. There's really three phases to our seagrass mapping. The first is acquisition, then there's photo interpretation, and field verification, also known as accuracy assessment. The acquisition process is first and foremost the most important because we base our maps on aerial imagery.
Whenever you're ready to take off, Sam, I'm good.
Okay. Today we use digital aerial imagery using a very high resolution digital camera that is mounted in a fixed wing aircraft. Today we're out in Tampa Bay and we're flying the aircraft to collect the digital imagery.
Jim's actually flying at 8,500 MSL. With Tampa Bay, there's a few lines that we have that go over water. And so we make sure to kind of get those first because we have a low sun angle. Because the higher that sun gets, the more reflection we're going to get off that water.
We're positioning the aircraft to get onto the flight line.
We basically take flight lines or straight lines that the aircraft then flies, and while it's flying those straight lines, the camera that is mounted in the aircraft collects what we call image strips, or imagery that just is continuously collected as the aircraft follows the line.
And then once we're done with the mission, I'll take these out, bring them to the office.
All that raw imagery is collected on removable hard drives. Post-processing involves things like georectification, which refers to identifying exactly where you are in real space in a given place on that image. Other things are things like color balancing, what's called mosaicing, or stitching, pixel stretching, which basically just come down to making the bottom of the water, that bottom habitat, the seagrass, as visible as possible to the photo interpreter, and then they create the maps. Field verification and accuracy assessment are a very integral part of the seagrass mapping cycle, and that's because it's very important to go out and verify what we are mapping. Our field crews will go out during the accuracy assessment and field verification phase and will collect underwater imagery using underwater cameras. The field work's very important, however, because that's what we use to check the maps and make sure that what is represented in the maps is reflected in reality. And so we've been mapping seagrass since 1988 as a key indicator of overall health in our estuaries within the Water Management District. That's also important because it helps gauge the success of our resource management actions that we and our partners undertake in order to try to improve our waterways.